So we are here with model, entrepreneur, and humanitarian, Jordan Emanuel. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
We're so happy you're here. So I would obviously like to get started about talking about your Playboy journey. You are the very first Black bunny to get Playmate of the Year. So congratulations and very well deserved.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what has this journey been like for you? And do you feel like you have paved the way for many more Black Playmates of the Year to come?
I would like to say yes, but I'm actually the last singular Playmate of the Year ever.
Wow, I actually did not know that. Why is that happening?
I think, 2020, everything has been different across the board. And I think for them, it was getting harder to narrow down just one singular brand ambassador because everybody is just so influential and on their game.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
I think they were like, you know what, let's just celebrate everyone, kind of like the superlatives at the end of like a yearbook.
Right.
I feel like my being the last and then being the first and so many other things is it just magnifies it even more.
And what has this journey been like for you?
It's been funny because I started off as a waitress and that's what I thought I was going to end up doing, and that was going to be my relationship with this brand. The fact that it's, mounted to be something so much more grand, it's been fantastic. And I really do hope that I inspire people to follow what it is, whatever they want to do, because that's really what I enjoy most.
And so what is advice that you have for someone who, let's say, is a struggling anything, right? Anything in life. What is your advice for them to succeed in what they want to do?
Honestly, to just do it. I think it sounds so simple, and it absolutely sounds easier than it is done. But I beat myself up so much about like things that I've wanted to do. And it's like, honestly, I'm one of those people that regrets more not doing something than trying to do it. So it's like, just give it your all, see what comes of it. And in the worst case scenario, it doesn't work out. It wasn't meant for you. And that's just how you have to think about it.
What are some of the greatest memories you have from being Playmate of the Year?
Honestly, my Playmate sisters. I think the people that I've met and even the staff at Playboy they've really become an extended family to me. And they're people that I talk to every day and regularly. And I think that for me is like that warm, like home place entertainment environment. It's really nice.
That's beautiful. We all need that in life, right? So that's amazing that you can get that from that. That's beautiful. The magazine has changed quite a bit since Hefner's son, Cooper, took over, and now it's just an online presence. So did you notice any differences in the brand since you've been working with them?
I think I kind of came during a pivot because obviously had passed the year before.
Mm-hmm.
I was Playmate of the month. And the dynamic, even like we just were talking about, there's no more Playmate of the Year and things like that. But I think in terms of content and, curating this lifestyle of being free and being liberated and being accepted is still consistent. While the platform and like maybe the medium in which we're presented has changed, the core like values has stayed the same.
That's beautiful to know, because I know a lot of people are probably scared that it is going to change. People have been following Playboy for so long. So
Right.
At least the core value of it is still intact, and that's great to know.
Totally.
That's amazing. And do you have a dream Playmate that you would love to do a photo shoot with of years past or present?
I have a few.
Okay, go ahead. Bring it.
So Marilyn Cole is actually the only other bunny turned Playmate of the Year. I met her when I was in London. I was just like, so bad. I mean, woof. So that would be amazing. I love Jenny McCarthy.
Of course, right?
Love Kelly Monaco. I was like a big soap opera fan, and she's queen.
Yes, absolutely.
Rest in peace, Anna Nicole Smith. That would have been, but I would say, and like Pamela Anderson, obviously iconic.
Yeah, 100%.
Would be like my big ones.
That's amazing. We got to manifest that. We got to put them all together for one shoot, right? I love it. No, it's going to happen. Like you said, do it. So it's going to happen. That's great.
It's really good to come.
Yes. And before your Playmate of the Year journey, you were also Miss Black America New York 2018. So what were some of your core values that you wanted to represent during that as well?
You know what? I think that one was tough because I never, ever, 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 ever thought I was going to be in a pageant.
Right. Yeah.
but my cousin was actually Miss Black America 2014.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, and I think seeing what a positive experience it was for her, and the growth spurt that she had from that, I was curious.
Right.
And similar to Playboy, the family that I gained from all of those like intelligent, like brilliant women was huge. I think in both instances those were the best parts. My fellow sister queens or Playmate sisters.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe, you know, so you're surrounding yourself with other badass women in general, you know, and then you guys can like succeed together. I think that's absolutely amazing. And I want to talk about a little bit, you're an amazing model and you have perfected the smize, the iconic modeling size. So do you have any tips and tricks to perfect the smize?
You know what helps me is not only that episode from America's Next Top Model back in the day.
Yes, that.
But I always like think of the vibe that I'm trying to portray. So it's like if I'm supposed to be angry or if I'm supposed to be like happy, but just like a little, like I think of a time where like a reference of when I actually felt that way and it comes out.
In your eyes, that's the biggest part. You're not smiling with your mouth.
Exactly. You have to like channel it and it'll happen.
Can you give us a little example?
The other day I was doing a shoot and my makeup artist, who's one of my best friends, was like, okay, remember that time we had to check this girl and da-da-da-da-da, and like immediately was like,
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, I remember her, you know, so.
Happens. Okay, I love it. And that's great to know.
The eyebrow naturally is like, oh yeah, that girl.
There is. And you also have such a versatile and impressive list of accomplishments, not just your modeling career. So how do you manage to balance all of those things and still move forward with your goals?
I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. Earlier today, I was having a mini breakdown, just like wondering how I'm gonna get through it, like get all this done. And especially like in this climate with all that's going on, we're not having that same like interconnectivity that we usually do, or at least in person.
Right.
I think for me, having a to-do list,
okay,
a calendar is major for me. And
nice.
like I literally have to schedule in meditation to take a moment to just be like, okay,
bring it all back.
Yeah, just to bring it in.
Yeah.
Usually in the morning, like I'll light my little candles, I'll get myself centered together, and then I'll be like, okay, this is what I need to do here, prioritize this, and things, you know, get done efficiently at that point.
I like that. Taking a moment for yourself just to breathe and to prioritize. I love that too, the calendar. I like to check things off. I think it's really important to see it.
So satisfying.
It's so satisfying. You're like, yes, I did. Yeah, that's amazing. And speaking of your ambitions, you ambitiously completed 3 majors in school, which is crazy, girl, but congratulations. So what was that experience like, and what are some of the valuable takeaways that you are now implementing into your life from that?
It's funny because I didn't actually want to go to college.
Wow.
I'm definitely a hands-on person, and I like having control over what knowledge I'm intaking.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know, with prerequisites and that, like you're not able to really choose your education. Yeah. And so I went with things that I naturally like to learn about. So it didn't feel like
you were taking on, right.
Yeah. So like art history came about because I liked art and I liked photography and I liked the classes that I took, and I ended up taking so many that it became a minor. So I was like, oh, well, that worked out.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. And then music. I love music. Can't sing for my life. Wish I could. I don't really play instruments, but I have such a wide variety of knowledge that I was like, okay, well, let me learn about the business. Let me see what these artists are going through. Maybe management would be something I'd be interested in.
Okay, very cool.
But I also, from the broadcast journalism standpoint, I love talking about music.
Right.
So, okay, well, now let me give myself the skills to have these conversations with these artists potentially for a TRL moment or a behind the music moment or whatever, True High, you know. So that's kind of where my thought process was for those 3 things. And, you know, having my own show is still very much the goal. With Instagram, though, it was obvious that I needed to take advantage of like building up that core group of
100%. Yeah.
That I can later say, hey, guys, I have this new show, and they're all
absolutely growing that following, and that's very 2020, but that is very smart. Yeah, growing that following. So then later you can be like, well, I have the show, and you're automatically going to have however many viewers.
Right. Exactly.
No, that's brilliant. I was going to ask if you still wanted to pursue that. So you do.
Sure
That's
do.
amazing. That's really cool. And I would love to talk about your nonprofit that you co-founded called Women with Voices.
Yeah.
So can you please share with us why it is so close to your heart and why it was initiated?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the suburbs of New Jersey, and I went to private school, then boarding school. There wasn't that diversity, you know, it was like me and like 3 other people of color. And then when I moved from Miami from college back to the East Coast, I realized that because I hadn't joined a sorority or hadn't joined maybe some of the clubs that in school, I didn't have like a core group of
Absolutely.
people to advise me or mentors or even like people going through the same thing. I didn't really have that.
Yeah.
And so when I met the founder, Chloe Love, it was funny because she was going through the same thing, but on the opposite way. She didn't have all that much diversity growing up, and she really only been in Brooklyn, but she wanted to hear about other walks of life.
That's very cool.
When we came together, we were like, we don't want to limit women meeting other women by just who, if they have kids or how much money they have or where they live or what their education was or even what their age is. We want to just bond over being women.
I love that. So how can we get a part of the program? What do we do? Is it online?
Yes, we're online, and we're also on Instagram.
Okay.
It's womenwithvoices.info for the website, and then Instagram wise, it's Women W Voices. You can learn more about us there. We also have a space right across from the Barclays Center. Obviously, we're closed right now, but we still are trying to host like online virtual workshops and stuff to stay connected
in any way possible. And like, speaking of women empowering women, and this is something I'm really passionate about too, and you've talked about, why is it so necessary to get the women the message across about women being comfortable with their sexuality while also being a woman in business at the same time?
I mean, for me, obviously, because I'm both, I just have never looked at, you know, nudity. To me, it's not a direct association with sexuality. Like when we see a naked baby, we're like, oh my God, so cute. We're not thinking anything beyond that. And I don't know where that gets lost in translation because of breasts or a crotch. Like it's never made sense to me. And bridging that gap between associating being comfortable with your body, like this is all we have, this is how we move, this is how we function, and not appreciating the meaning that you're somehow less intelligent or somehow not supposed to be in business or somehow not supposed to be talking about certain things. It just it doesn't make any sense, you know. And so for me, I just really wanted to be a part of fusing those two ideas, that they have to be separate people. No, we're just the same person with different layers, and they're equally as great or positive. It's just different, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, this like low cut top doesn't change your talent, or it didn't automatically change that you're now no longer a good businesswoman, or you're no longer good at whatever you're like trying to accomplish.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I'm so with you on that. So is there a page that we can follow? Is there a group that you've started, or how can we kind of get involved in this?
The sexual liberation and education is actually an initiative that I do at Women with Voices.
Okay, amazing. Perfect.
Yeah, so you can find all of that, and my other one is mental health awareness. So those both live on the Women with Voices homepage.
Amazing. I'm definitely going to check this out. That's incredible. So to end the interview, we always ask some fun random questions. So I saw your Instagram the other day and you were having a little cocktail. So I thought I would ask you, what is your go-to cocktail on a night out?
It depends what night it is.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
So if it's a night where I'm like out and like wanting to like party and dance, it's 1000% tequila.
Yes, girl. Yep.
Tequila night, only on Yeho. I can't do silver tequila.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's like a little trick. Normal nights where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have a drink or two. I'm a champagne snob.
Okay, that's interesting.
No, it's my dad's fault. He
got you on the champagne.
Yes, and now like I'm one of them too. So.
Got it. What kind of champagne?
Moet.
Okay, of course. I mean, yeah, fabulous. I love it. I'm a tequila girl too, but I'm silver, so. And who was your childhood celebrity crush?
I had 2. I loved Freddie Prinze Jr.
Okay.
Paul Walker.
Oh my God. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I mean, and then the both of them and She's All That was like my dream.
You were like, oh, this is happening. I don't know. I can't even watch it. And what are 3 makeup must-haves that you always have in your purse?
Okay, I always carry around lip gloss, lip stain, lip balm, anything lip.
The lip. Okay.
Need some sort of hydration pigment on the lip. What else do I carry? Perfume, obviously.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, that's a good one.
things.
Many ones that you can roll on.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
the bathroom. And then what's my next one? Lashes. I carry lashes around. Yeah.
You just never know when you're gonna need.
Like, you never know when they're gonna fall off. So
Okay,
sometimes
that's true.
you might need like a little glue in the corner, like something.
Do you have any upcoming projects in the near future that we don't know about?
I do. I'm actually working on a swim line.
Okay.
I have an abnormal amount of swimwear. Somehow I feel like every time I'm looking for something, I still am not finding it. So finally I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make it
Might as
myself.
well do it.
Yeah. So I'm working on that. And I am working on a more art driven foundation.
Oh, very cool. Okay. So for more like artists.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And what is there a vision? Is there a specific vision behind your swimwear line?
It's funny. I look at it like I look at my friends and and somehow we always end up in random situations where like we have to pack out of nowhere to go somewhere to travel.
Okay.
Every time, like I wish I just had like a go-to cover up, a go-to like swimsuit that's still trendy but like classy. So that's kind of like I think of myself and my friends, and when we have to like scoop in, like we just grab things that are still like, okay, we want to be a little bit more conservative, but we're still cute,
Right. I love it. Yeah.
So
Is there a release date for it, for the line?
I'm hoping spring 2020.
That's a perfect time to release some swimwear. So you worked that out well.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Jordan, for sitting down with us today. You were seriously incredible, and we can't wait to see what you have coming up in the near future.
Thank you so much.